If you're a Gen Xer in your 50s right now, I've got a serious question for you. How tired are your bones? Though, like for real, because right now, between managing and just dealing with aging parents, navigating a stressful work environment, planning for retirement, dealing with budget planning, and just, still dealing with the stress of my husband being unemployed, and just remembering to drink enough water so that my bones don't creak. Life feels like an absolute pressure cooker right now, and I can't be the only one. We spent our childhoods fiercely independent. Like, we were out all day. We were out there. We were figuring it all out. But that carefree childhood, that freedom, it's gone. And if you're anything like me, you find yourself sitting in the driveway in the car, just craving 10 to 15 minutes of silence before you head back into the house and the chaos that's inside. So today, I want to talk to you about one of my secret weapons. And no, my secret weapon is not an expensive spa day. It's not a self-help book. And it is definitely not another productivity app to help me keep myself organized. It is the simple, radical act of reclaiming an analog, messy, completely unmonetized creative outlet. So let's go and talk about why we desperately need to get our hands dirty again. If we think about how we grew up, we played outside a lot. We got dirty. We didn't come home until dark and heard parents yelling for kids in the distance and realized, oops, we better get going. We made mixtapes. We wrote in physical notebooks. We lived in a very tactile world. But somewhere along the line, our entire lives moved behind glass. And now when we want to relax, we find ourselves scrolling. And we watch other people live their lives on social media, or we read the news, which, let's face it, is really just a fast track to an existential crisis. Yeah, when our brains are overloaded, scrolling doesn't really rest our minds. It just numbs them, or in my case, makes me more anxious. That's why physical creative outlets are a literal mental health weapon. When you do something tactile, whether it's like junk journaling, just journaling, glue booking, or collage art, which I'm going to show you a little bit more here in a bit, knitting, crochet, painting, woodworking, working with clay, etc., etc. Your brain has to shift gears. Like, you can't really scroll TikTok or Instagram while your hands are covered in glue or holding knitting needles. I mean, it forces that boundary. It forces a physical boundary between you and the digital noise. Now, before you say, Chell, I'm not that creative. I can't draw a stick figure. Let me stop you right there. I don't really think of myself as very artistic. I guess I'm creative, but I'm not anything to, I'm not going to be making tons of money with it. Let's see. I would say my really artistic skills are stick figures with a belly button. So, no excuses. You can do this too. Somewhere in adulthood, we've got this toxic idea that if we're not monetizing a hobby or producing museum-worthy art, it's a waste of time, which is just BS. I'm sorry. I'm officially giving you permission to make ugly things. It doesn't all have to be beautiful. Just have fun. Let me show you what I mean. Here are some of my glue books. They're just scraps of paper from old magazines or books and wrapping paper and garbage, literal garbage, like candy wrappers. There's no right way to do this. It's not about end product. It's about the process. It's about how you get there and having fun with it. I used to sit for hours just cutting out images or ripping them out of magazines and watching TV with my husband. And before he was my husband, he was just my boyfriend at the time. And somewhere in the last year, I got out of the habit of doing it, and I need to do better about taking the time to just let myself be more creative again. When I glue down those curated pieces of paper torn out from a magazine, my brain stops worrying about the grocery list or a really tough day at work or how am I going to save enough money for retirement. For that 15 or 30 minutes, the only executive decisions I'm trying to make is, do I want to put the blue piece of paper here or the purple piece? It's a microdose of control in a life that often is starting to feel completely out of my hands right now. I really, really enjoy this, and I'm really thankful that I found this particular craft. I'll be honest, I've been collecting crafts for 30 plus years. One of my hobbies is collecting hobbies, but this one's been really helpful. Okay, so if collage art or glue booking, whatever you would like to call it, sounds like something you want to try, couple of things. First, I'm going to link a channel down below called Relax Cut Glue. The woman's name is Nicole, and this is how I found glue booking. And yeah, I was introduced to it a couple of years ago when I stumbled across her channel, and she has some amazing examples of it and does so much with it. So I highly recommend, if you are really into this and something you want to pursue, check out her channel for more ideas. Second, don't run out and spend $200 at a craft store. Yeah, just adding more stuff and stress is not the answer. Instead, start small and start cheap. I'm going to give you a 4-step battle plan. Step 1, find an old notebook, sketchbook, something that you're not using anymore that's just neglected. It doesn't matter if it's partially used. You're just going to glue stuff over it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter what the cover looks like, because you can glue stuff onto the cover too. Step 2, raid your recycling bin. Old mail, packaging, wrapping paper, brown paper bags, those magazine inserts that come in the mail, your junk mail catalogs. Go to the library and see if they have anything that's free. Go to the thrift store if you really want to buy something, and buy old books, really. Step 3, get a glue stick and a pair of inexpensive scissors. That is your entire basic toolkit. Of course, there's other things you can get, but to start with that, glue stick and a pair of scissors. Step 4, this is most important. Just carve out 15 minutes. Set a timer, put your phone in another room, put on some music or TV in the background, or just sit in complete silence and play. Rip paper, cut up paper, write down a stressful thought, and just glue something right on top of it and hide it. Glue a couple of random things together, just slap it down. And although you can get all that stuff for free, I understand sometimes people want to buy something or you see it. I am going to put some links to things that I use, basic stuff I use down below. They are affiliate links, cost you nothing extra, does help my channel. Complete disclosure on that. But again, start cheap, start free. But if there's something you absolutely need, like scissors or whatever, and the other thing is, I'm filming this in July, and a lot of places have their back to school sales, so you can find things inexpensive that way too. But if you don't trust yourself going into like a Staples, Walmart, Target, whatever, again, I will link some stuff below for you. Okay, that's it. Now just give yourself permission to do something with zero productive value. It's completely freeing. I love it. Sometimes just the simple act of ripping things out of magazines and cutting it up was what I needed. Other times it was just sitting there and randomly gluing it. Give it a try. I know, at least for me, that I've reached the stage in life where I'm spending so much of my mental energy taking care of everyone and everything else that I find if I don't take time to protect my own mental space, that I'm running on empty and I'm not I'm no good to myself or anyone else. Creating something with your own hands is a beautiful, quiet way to slowly refill your cup. At least in my experience, it has been. So now I want to hear from you in the comments. What were some of your creative hobbies when you were younger? And are you still doing them? And are they messy like mine? Or are they a little neater, like maybe woodworking? Or I guess woodworking could be considered messy. Knitting, crochet? What were some of your creative hobbies? And are you still doing them? Or has life gotten in the way? Or have you found new ones that you enjoy doing? I want to hear about them. Tell me about your hobbies. Tell each other about your hobbies. Let's share them in the comments. All right. If this has resonated with you in any way, hit that like button. And if you would like to follow along to see what comes next, subscribe. We'd love to have you here. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to drink your water and do something messy today. All right, bye.